Hello again, everybody. Michael Rivas here, your Communication 101 classmate, here to share with you 3 tips that I picked up from this week's weekly content that will help us improve our speech abilities and avoid the feeling of nervousness and that pause in your speech where you forget what you're about to say. You're in front of the classroom, you look down at your feet, trying to gather your thoughts, you look back up and you have an entire classroom of bored people waiting for you to say something. It's an awful feeling, something I've felt before. I'm sure some of you guys have too. So I want to share with you these 3 tips that I've gathered, most importantly, to help avoid that situation. These 3 things are pretty easy. One is minimizing the speech anxiety feelings. Secondly is practice how to, where to, and who to have in front of you. And lastly is streamlining our note writing abilities and improving our notes that we have to help us. Now first, what I want to talk about is minimizing those speech anxiety feelings, the sweaty palms, the nervousness. What I took away from the video that we were provided was one way is to meditate, find yourself a quiet place, focus in on your breathing, just the sound of it. Go for the empty mind. You really want to acknowledge any thoughts that come into your mind and send them on their way. You're looking for a still lake, nothing going on, just focus on your breathing. That'll kind of minimize the stress and all the negative feelings that go with the anxiety of about to be giving a speech. Secondly is music. You find yourself a nice song and you kind of pair your breathing to the beat. It's called diaphragmatic breathing. It's from the gut up. And syncing yourself with a song kind of, again, minimizes those negative feelings that you get while you're waiting to give a speech. It's never fun. Moving on to practice. It's huge. The more preparation you have, the less nervous you're going to be. You're going to knock it out of the park. The biggest point that I took was practicing in front of an audience on video. So you can look back at the video, pick up on places where you need to improve, see where your eyes are wandering, see where you got hung up. That's your best feedback. Something you want to avoid in practicing. Don't practice in front of a mirror. You kind of lose sight of what you're supposed to be doing there. You don't want to do that. So keep it to in front of an audience and practice at 100%. You want to be there, put yourself in that position. The more you kind of get used to it, the more you're not going to be scared when you're up on stage. And lastly, the last key point that I took from this week's weekly content is note writing abilities, kind of streamlining our note cards. It's the get out of jail free card. When you get hung up and you have that pause in your speech, you want to write big. You want to write big on your cards, 30 font. That will help you avoid the squinting, looking at your card, and then looking back up at the audience as they're waiting for you to say something. Again, you want to write big, keep it to key points. Don't write a lot of data, no sentences, unless it's a quote. You can do quotes. You let your audience know that you have a quote on your note card. You read from the notes that quote, and you move on, move forward. That's pretty much what you want to do with your notes. Key dates, key authors, you can write that information down as well, but just kind of streamline it. Don't overpack your notes. So next time you're in front of a class giving a speech, hopefully you'll have a song in your head that you pair it up with. You're kind of in a good place, maybe meditated a little bit. You practice in front of some family members or friends or whoever you had. Do it in front of your dog so you avoid that feeling of looking down at your feet and drawing a blank, because hopefully you'll have a good note card with key points on it and you'll be able to look at that note card, find your next key talking point, and move on. No one's falling asleep while they're listening to you, and you keep them plugged in, and hopefully these things will help you become better speech givers. And I know I will apply some of these things. Hopefully you do too. And wishing you guys the best of luck. Let's do this. Good luck, guys.